The 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome. Here's wishing you a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! Woo! Ooh, man, this is going to be my year, Ernie.
This is
going to be my year.
festive.
You hear the fireworks, Ernie?
Ooh. For tonight.
There is no better way to start off the new year than with the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. You can feel the energy here in Milwaukee. The Bucks looking to please their fans in this Eastern Conference matchup. Their last encounter was in Detroit, where they were able to handle the Pistons. They come into this one feeling good about the matchup. They've taken both games so far this season.
And always tough on the road, but that attack mindset that they brought offensively, I really felt like that set them apart.
Well,
also great execution. Let's not forget about that. Being active gets you only so far if you lack the discipline.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. The big men are Griffin and Drummond. Reggie Jackson out there with Kennard, and it's Robinson in at the small forward. You know, Chris, parity, always a question, in this league and how you try to get teams to advance. But over a long season, it seems like any team can surprise you on any given night.
Yeah, almost every team has the talent that can beat you, especially in a one game. You must respect your opponent. Sometimes it can come down to scheme, coaching. Sometimes it can come down to just one bad shot. You can never underestimate motivation as a factor, and that's where the good teams separate themselves. Who can continue to have that same focus every night, and in the words of Coach Popovich, that appropriate fear of your opponent.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Now, here is Mirotic. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. And it's sent back by Drummond.
Oh. And throughout his career, Drummond has averaged more than a block per game. He really goes all out on defense.
Pass to Griffin. Back to Robinson. Pass to Kennard. Just 5 on the clock. That's tipped. They get it back. The Bucks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. AI outside. Pass to Lopez. Back to AI. In the corner, it's Brogdon. He feeds it to AI. Shoots from the baseline. Rebound by the Pistons.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Well, I like the decision-making, though. I mean, that's a shot you want to keep taking.
And the Bucks miss again. And here's Griffin. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Trailing by 2, Jackson. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Dwayne Casey gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He knows they're up against a team that plays best when it can get to the front of the rim. So the #1 concern defensively is coming over to help to cut off drives and cutting down all lanes to the hoop. Kevin will see who imposes their will upon the other.
Thanks so much, David. Now here's Griffin. The game now all time. Griffin's got his second basket of the night.
And you see the work Drummond has put into passing the ball. Solid at spotting the open man.
And Milwaukee calls their first time. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And I feel like the defense was one step behind all night. I mean, they never made the adjustments to string together a few stops.
Now, here's AI. A 38-point game for him in the win against Brooklyn.
Yeah, and his offense fueled him on D2. He was more than a handful on that end, piling up the steals.
Well, in his first full season in the NBA, AI has certainly shown that he belongs in this league.
And you wondered if he would stick around after making a big splash in his debut, but he's put in the work and has shown that he isn't a flash in the pan, and he can bring a lot to an NBA franchise.
And this helps build chemistry. Lopez looking to share the ball wherever he can.
To the paint, here's Robinson. No good there. The Bucks go the other way with it. Floats it up for AI. And stolen by Drummond. Antetokounmpo against Robinson, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo. Here's Drummond.
Having to be careful around Lopez. He's solid at timing when he leap up to block shots.
Here's AI, and he finishes nicely on the layup.
Anybody see any defensive presence on that play? I mean, he's not going to blow that layup. It was wide open.
Pistons trail by 4. And the pass to Griffin. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. One of the standout performers recently. We have a chance now to recognize the Eastern Conference Player of the Week.
And what can you say about how huge he has been for this offense? Everything he's done, from the scoring, the shooting, the playmaking, you take him out of the lineup, and there's no telling just how different this team looks.
Inside. Drummond in the post. Lopez is there. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And let's go real fast to the rookie leaderboard. These are the rookies shooting the highest percentage from the floor this season. You look at AI, a great player, second in the league.
And the numbers say it all. I mean, he's tremendously efficient at scoring the basketball around the rim. He's almost automatic.
Here's Antetokounmpo, stolen by Robinson. Pass to Kennard. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Man, the mobility of Drummond is important to his team. When the ball is lobbed his way, it's game over for the defense.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Cover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play.
An offensive mastery right there. I mean, great move in the lane and then the flush.
With just no way for the D to handle it. Now here's Griffin, coming off a stellar performance against Orlando. Here's Robinson. They get the rebound, and it's Drummond with the jam.
Now, the energy Drummond has on the glass, it's really ridiculous. He's a spark plug, a real spark plug.
AI passes to Antetokounmpo, and he gets the bucket.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Pistons trail by 4. Jackson kicks to Griffin. Back to Jackson. Passes it to Kennard. And it's sent back by Lopez. But they get it back. The Pistons rebound. Pass to Kennard. Shot clock at 5. Back to Robinson. No good on the 3.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Yeah, with scoring, I mean, it's not coming easy for him. You have to get into a little rhythm, but that's when you can make the extra pass. Play the role of the facilitator.
C-Webb, the Pistons from 2003 to 2008 with 6 consecutive trips to the Eastern Conference Finals and 1 title. But in the decades since, only 2 playoff appearances and 0 playoff wins.
Well, yeah, think about it. The 2004 title team was led by Joe Dumars, who won championships back-to-back with the Pistons. You need that type of lineage. Think about Boston, Danny Ainge. Think about the Lakers with Magic Johnson. Well, the Pistons need that type of consistency. They need a leader. The Pistons, once again, hoping to find that magic and chemistry.
And the shot goes in.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Jackson kicks to Kennard. Drummond working against Lopez. Shoots from the baseline, and it's Drummond missing.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And here's Griffin. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. 6-point game. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
You know what? It's a fine line between attacking but yet staying under control, and they did, and that's why they shot such a high percentage.
Well, they worked through their plays until they found some decent looks, and then they did a great job finishing.
Now, here's AI. 8 points for him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Ellington finds Drummond. Outside Griffin. Here's Jackson. Lays it up off the glass.
Wow, and Jackson is just crafty down inside. He has such a quick release that even taller defenders can't get to it in time.
Floats it up for AI. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Drummond passes to Jackson. Griffin, no one around him. From outside, off the mark. Bucks leading by 6. AI dishes to Antetokounmpo. He makes another one. That's 4 up and 4 in to start his game.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Inside, it's tipped. And now here comes Antetokounmpo leading the break. Here's Middleton, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. And now a 10-point Bucks lead. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. NBA rosters are turning over faster, it seems, these days. Chris, how much do former teammates know about defending one another? Or is it a non-issue?
Oh, no, it's more than non-issue, Kevin. You were right in your assumption that, listen, the former teammates, they have a little more inside information.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's AI, and he gets the bucket. AI's got 14.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
We've got Antetokounmpo, George Hill out there with AI. Then there's Nikola Mirotic, and it's Lopez in at the center position. That's the group for Milwaukee right now.
Well, this is what Griffin gives you. Excellent vision, excellent decision-making with the ball in his hands.
Oh, just everything right about that crossover. Just didn't have anything left there for the finish.
From outside the arc, he scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
Like to see that kind of range from Griffin. He's got a nice stroke for such a physical player.
Here's AI, and they come right back with their own 3-pointer. AI's got 5 points now this quarter. Pistons trail by 7. Outside Jackson. He kicks it to Ellington. Shoots over Mirotic. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Milwaukee's gone 2 of 4 from 3-point range so far in the second quarter. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, AI in their last time out against the Nets was outstanding. He finished with 38 points, and that was just the start of it. He wound up with a triple-double in what was quite a display for him. It's rare to see any player put up numbers like that. It's likely a game he'll always remember. Kevin?
David, appreciate the report. He was a one-man show in that game.
And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how much that took out of him. I mean, he'll have a hard time putting up anything even close to those numbers here tonight.
I mean, well, it should have taken all the energy out of him. It should have taken something out of him, Greg. I mean, he pushed the envelope in every way that night. He was unreal.
Lopez outside. And another 3 for Milwaukee.
Ready to shoot once he catches it. Lopez has tremendous confidence in his scoring ability.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Back to Jackson. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. AI left side. Lopez outside. But they get it back. Now, here's AI. Guarded by Jackson. AI can't hit. And so it's Drummond with it. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. Trailing here by 8. Up next for them, the Grizzlies at the FedEx Forum. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip.
Now, that was a sensational feed. He hit him right on the move.
Timeout called, the Bucks. Blake Griffin, the focal point offensively, but he's not just a scorer. Chris, he's one of the most gifted passers that you'll see among NBA big men.
I mean, one of the top assist men in the entire league. He's a great lob passer. I mean, that ability to create for teammates really enhances his offensive impact.
The Bucks making a switch here. Ogden's checked in. Pachulia, he's checked in for Detroit. And that one is good. And that's now 19 points for AI.
Well, he's played a smart and strong game. His field goal percentage proves it.
Pachulia finds Jackson. Griffin looking it over for three. Ellington. Rebounded by the Bucks. AI's got 6 rebounds now in the game. From beyond the arc, gets it to fall, and now he's 10 of 15 on the game.
And getting going here in the second quarter, his second three-pointer of the game.
Outside Jackson to the left wing. It's Solomon to Kumbo, and it's the Bucks on the break. That's good from Mirotic on the assist by AI. AI's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Poked away. Jackson kicks to Griffin. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Bucks leading by 13. AI right side. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Yeah, of the two teams, they're taking the more makeable shots. Let's see if they can sustain it throughout.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. We've got so many young, exciting players in the NBA right now, Chris. When you think about the league's best player, the league MVP, in say 7 years, what names come to mind?
That's a great question. I mean, you have to think about guys like the Greek Freak.
Or even 5 years. It doesn't have to be that long.
Yeah, but just the potential. I know what you're saying there, Kevin. I mean, Embiid, Ben Simmons, the Greek Freak.
Tatum.
Wow.
I know.
This is just so. You could just go to all the young teams and say these guys are next. I mean, all you got to do is look at the rookie, sophomore, the phenom game and say, and just close your eyes and pick any of those guys because you know that they're talented. But yeah, the Greek Freak, Anthony Davis, Embiid, I think those are all safe bets.
A chance here to get a quick injury report. And now David Aldridge has an update for us on Andre Drummond. Dave, what's the news?
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer of the Pistons gave us some information. He told me that in his opinion, the injury does not appear to be too serious. For a team that was looking to put a solid playoff run together, this injury scare is not what they need right now. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks for checking in and letting us know how he's doing.
And let's just hope that he doesn't have any setbacks during his recovery.
Fingers crossed, and hopefully it's nothing but good news from now on when David gives us updates on it.
A second chance effort. Here's Antetokounmpo, and he converts the layup. Antetokounmpo's got 10 points in the game.
He does not play the score. I mean, he's going to continue to work his tail off on the glass and make plays just like that.
That's part of what makes him a great player. His effort level always stays high.
A shot by Ellington, no good.
The struggles this quarter continue. D's done a good job.
And that one's good, Brogdon.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Ooh, this is ugly. No question about it. And you wonder if these matchups aren't favoring them right now.
Luke Kennard, he's checked in for the Pistons. Still a ways to go between now and the three-point contest, but it's always fun to talk about it. Let's see who has the best shot to earn a spot in this year's event.
And maybe this list changes between now and All-Star Weekend, but I don't think anybody would be disappointed if it stays exactly the same as it is right now.
You look at AI. There are a few players ahead of him in the voting, but if he holds on to his spot at number 5 on that list, he'll have a place in the three-point contest waiting for him.
And if anything, I bet he moves up the list. I mean, how could you not have this fella taking part in this contest? He'll be there.
And as the votes keep pouring in, we'll keep you updated on any changes to that list. It looks like we're going to have quite a group.
Man, you talk about the ultimate marksman's list here, Kevin. Maybe this will be the year somebody gets that perfect score.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Ilyasova's checked in, and the Pistons making a change here as well. Ish Smith, he's checked in for Glenn Robinson III. Smith kicks to Jackson. with the floater. Lopez with the block. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last. And the Pistons with possession here. Clock at 6. Left side, Griffin. Over Ilyasova.
Cooling off a bit after a nice first quarter.
Detroit, no good that time either. Brogdon the pass to Ilyasova. And to Tacumbo. And onto Tacumbo, slams it in.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
Well, they continue to extend the lead. Terrific play on both ends of the court.
Griffin finds Jackson. With some arc, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Oh, man, what amazing speed and body.
A dominating first half of basketball.
Thank you, Kevin. Wow, rebounding tonight, big part of your game. How have you had such an impact on the glass?
Well, you know, somebody's got to do the dirty work, DA. Might as well be me. And we got a lot of people pulling for...
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third. Welcome back. The calendar has flipped over, and so have we, into the second half of our broadcast. Really an incredible game from AI.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, right. I mean, the defense hasn't had an answer for this guy yet. Just too skilled, too driven this far.
While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. The athletic front pair is Griffin and Drummond. Jackson is out there with Kennard, and it's Robinson in at the 3. Takes the 3. Rebound, Detroit. Griffin's got rebound number 8 now on the night. In the corner, it's Robinson. Nice ball movement by Detroit. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Detroit Pistons. On Wednesday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Memphis Grizzlies. And then on Saturday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Utah Jazz.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
And that one's good by Lopez.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Jackson looking it over. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
There you see why you want the ball in Jackson's hands as much as possible. He can clearly set the table.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. AI right side. Basket good. AI's got 33 points.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. Back to Jackson. Outside Griffin. The pass to Kennard. Jackson in the corner. And it's AI with the rebound. Bucks leading by 22. Feeds to Antetokounmpo. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And since they come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
And don't forget, very accurate. Taking shots within the floor of the offense. Not something that can be said for their opponent.
Here's Griffin. And it's AI with the rebound. AI's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Outside Mirotic. Nailed from three-point land. Mirotic has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Jackson passes to Drummond. Outside Robinson. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the 3rd quarter. Antetokounmpo finds Brogdon. They get it again. Out to AI. And Mirotic has it in the corner. Another shot. The shot by Brogdon, no good.
Off target with what's pretty good look from mid-range.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the league has unveiled a 5-point plan to improve player-referee relations. Things became heated last season with a lot of star players ejected for arguing with officials. The emphasis on respect and clear standards of conduct on both sides can only help. Kevin?
Very good point, David. Completely agree. Thanks. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
And with the Tide running against them, needs to talk it over with his guys.
Man, they straight up been getting smoked over this stretch. They really need to refocus here.
Drummond dishes to Jackson. Knocked away. Antetokounmpo passes to AI.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. It's Drummond, top of the key, to the left side wing. Here's Kennard. He's guarded by Brogdon. Here's Drummond. Jackson has the open look. Buries it from three-point range. Jackson's got 5 points now this quarter.
Wow, and with Jackson, he looks to score from any spot on the floor. So effective at getting to the basket as well as pulling up.
And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for the Bucks. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Ellington's checked in. Outside Jackson. From deep three-point range. That shot off.
Just testing out the cannon on that misfire.
Yeah, way beyond the arc on that play. It's the kind of shot he can make, but not necessarily the one you want.
Pass to Ellington. It's Drummond, high post. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Here's Jackson, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Oh, and Jackson is not just a terrific shooter, but a fantastic defender as well.
Bucks leading by 22. There's 21 seconds left to play in the third. It's taken away by Smith. From deep three-point range, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's Milwaukee holding a 22-point lead. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV, it'll make it into the film session.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Middleton and Ilyasova holding down the forward spots. Brogdon out there with AI. And it's Gasol at the 5 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
You know the saying, numbers don't lie. You can see it up there on the scoreboard.
Here's Jackson. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Griffin's got his 7th assist here tonight. AI with it. Jackson on him. And that one, good. AI's got 42 in the game.
The entire offense has revolved around him today, and that's been the perfect game.
Out to the wing. Here's Griffin. No good on the triple.
Their stroke has not been what they needed it to be, but looks like they're going to keep going to it.
Here's AI. The three-pointer, no good.
They're willing to give him that shot. As my coach say, you're open for a reason.
11 feet away, and the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Smith's got 10 points in just the second half. Back to AI. And another basket for Milwaukee.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Smith kicks to Lewis. Back to Smith. Outside Griffin. His three-pointer's off the mark.
He had 6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing's fallen here since.
Middleton outside. Dishes to AI. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He can't get it to go. And the Pistons now going the other way. Robinson drives in. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Every once in a while, we hear about the brotherhood of the NBA. C. Webb, when you hear that term, what does it mean to you?
It means it's the truth. When I got to the NBA as a rookie, the thing that amazed me the most was that I was already part of a fraternity. There was no having to be kind of welcomed in. You are welcomed in once you're part of the NBA. Guys want to see you do well. Not against them, not against their team, but guys want to see you do well because they know the work, the effort, the sacrifice that it takes to get to this level. And that's a really refreshing feeling, knowing the guys got your best interest as long as it isn't against them that night.
Yeah, great perspective on that topic. And Jackson gets it to go. Bucks leading by 23. AI left side. Inside. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That's foul number 2 for him.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
And the Bucks making a change here. Snell's checked in. Brownie's checked in for Detroit. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Ish Smith. The Pistons have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Brown outside. Outside Jackson. Here's Griffin. Off target from three-point range.
Well, he has to work harder to get a good high percentage look. I mean, he's been taking some bad shots.
Took him no time at all on that one.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, they've been tremendous from beyond the arc. It's a shift from what they did in the first 2 quarters, though.
Rebound, Milwaukee.
He's the key if they're going to make a run. He's been way off this quarter.
And a wide open look for AI. And a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. 48 points for AI. And so it's Dellavedova. He'll bring it up for Detroit. Here's Griffin. And that one's on target from the wing.
Excellent at recognizing when to shoot off the pass. Griffin is so good at catching the D by surprise.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Chris, we hear the word switchability, popular term used these days. Talk about the importance of having guys who can defend multiple positions.
It's so important because it allows for the flexibility with your matchups. You can avoid being forced into mismatches. So you definitely need players like that. However, Kev, I think that the NBA is going switchability crazy. You shouldn't switch everything. Switching on defense should only be if the coach wants to take a player out the game or if it's just needed at the last second. Usually communication is the key because there are no new plays under the sun. You see the play coming and developing it, and if you can communicate, that's usually when you don't need to switch. I think coaches have lost trust in players' willingness to communicate, and switching has become kind of a lesser of 2 evils, I guess you could say. And I hope we get away from as much switching as we do because it puts guys in totally wrong positions, and if you have a smart offensive player, he'll pass his way out of that right to the guy with the mismatch.
Your take is real interesting. And the first one at the line is good, and the Pistons making a change here. Calderon's checked in, and both free throws good for AI. Detroit's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Calderon finds Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
Oh, yeah, Kevin. Drummond, he's such a quick leaper. He's a force around the rim.
AI passes to Gasol. Another possession, another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long.
And Pau Gasol really on the tail end of what has been a Hall of Fame career. He's a two-time champion, international star, nothing left to prove, but still manages to put up points with his sharp approach to the game.
And it's Drummond missing.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
And with Pau Gasol, even after almost 2 decades in the league, Greg, he is still a very effective player.
You know, Pau just never seems to get credit for how smart a player he is. When he makes a play on offense, he knows exactly how a defense will react, what will open up, and what the best options are. Kobe knows just how great a teammate Gasol is, and Gasol's knowledge of the game really on an elite level.
Hill, he's checked in for Tim Frazier.
Guys, we had to take flight to get to this game tonight, but here's a guy who simply takes flight and flies at will on the basketball court. I mean, it's pretty surreal to watch a guy who can elevate to that level.
Drills the three-pointer.
And I like how Calderon kept his hands up and was ready to get a shot up as soon as the ball came his way.
And finished off by Gasol.
Yeah, I mean, he's been orchestrating all game at a high level.
And you see defensively, when they try to patch something up, he exploits a different weakness.
Passes it to Maker. Drummond in the post, defended by Gasol. And it's Drummond missing. Milwaukee's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Snell dishes to AI. And Brown over to help. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And one difference this have is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
And the first one drops. Last season, C-Web, the league implemented rules for resting starters. Has that had any effect, in your opinion, so far?
I'm not a big fan of it. I think that this should be something that's held in the locker room, that if you're a player and you're hurt or if you're tired, that you and your coach should be able to talk about it and definitely he manage your body the way that a coach should. But I don't think that this should be something that's just out on the table that I can take a rest day. It's just never been in the game. This is a new precedent. But I do love what the commissioner and the NBA has tried to do is address the issue because it was getting out of hand, resting players, especially on national televised game. If I'm a fan and I'm coming there to watch my favorite player and you're not playing there tonight and I've saved up for these tickets for months, gotten good grades, done everything my dad has said to do, and he's taking me to the game and you don't show up?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's a big letdown.
That's sad. Pass to Calderon. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova. Calderon's got a couple of three-pointers now in the fourth for Detroit. Calderon's gone a perfect 2 of 2 from the arc. Left side, Mirotic. Here's AI. Makes it off the glass. AI's got 59 points.
This is an amazing run he's on. It's like he's been the only guy on the floor this quarter.
Calderon kicks to Maker. He dishes it to Brown. There's the pass to Calderon. Now here's Drummond. 4 on the clock. Three-pointer, Dellavedova, and another 3 for Detroit.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
He's showing he can get it done on the drive. Lopez is solid at knowing when to penetrate.
Dellavedova finds Drummond. Calderon against Lopez. Here's Drummond. Pass to Dellavedova. Mirotic grabs the miss.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Out to AI. See, Webb, there was a time when athletes spoke up about societal issues and they were simply told to, just stick to sports. That is no longer the case.
Basketball was built on players speaking their mind. The one thing about the game of basketball, whether you're from Serbia like my friend Vlade or you're from Detroit like me, it's an urban game. And you cannot leave the problems of urban society just because you were blessed with the talent to play basketball. And so many of us speak up on societal issues. Just because we made it doesn't mean that our friends and family are out of those situations. We're not in a bubble in which we don't see how those issues affect us, our family, or our friends. And so just because we're blessed with basketball abilities, sporting abilities, does not mean that we're exempt from the problems in society. And if we have a platform that can speak out, why not? And I'm very proud of what guys in the league has done, whether it's LeBron James and his scholarship program, or whether it's Chris Paul and others, or Steve Kerr speaking up for societal issues. For me, it's refreshing, but it also is in the lineage of the greats that started this game in basketball, speaking up for the voiceless. That was all about the assist. Great pass to set up the shot.
Smith scanning the floor. Brown outside. Shot to stop the run. Lopez with the block, and he recovers it. Here's Drummond. Detroit, no good that time either. And so it's Hill with it. He brings it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. Here's AI trying to get open as Lopez. And that one's good. AI.
And that monster lead continues to grow. They are just piling it on now.
Well, give the coach a little credit. It's been some great play calling. Each guy doing his part. This is what you're hoping to achieve.
And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. .132 left to play in the final quarter. Calderon with it. Working on AI. And good that time.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Bucks.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And on the year, this will turn out to be win number 34 for them.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for AI.
He did it all tonight, making an impact with more than just his scoring. How about the fact that he got a triple-double?
Pau Gasol is checked in for Milwaukee. Here's Smith. Kicks it to Calderon. Passes it to Lure. Smith on the wing. He's guarded by AI. Count that bucket.
This is not the team we've been watching for most of the night.
Monster scoring run, but had to do this earlier. Now it shoulda, woulda, coulda, all that.
And AI throws it down.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
Well, they've gotten serious, stringing together some game-winning buckets.
Pass to Lure to the inside. And it's Gasol with the rebound. Here's AI. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Well, a well-earned victory, feeding off the energy of this hometown crowd really all night.
So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win.
Really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like
Nice.
Yeah, you were all over the glass in this one. And it was a big reason the team won the game. Has the rebounding been an even bigger focus for you in practice lately?
Yeah, it really has been a focus for me lately. Coach has been pushing me to be more relentless and that comes out most often when I'm on the glass. So, I was happy to get this win, and I was definitely happy to contribute.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody.